Alrighty, so this video is going to be pretty brief just to give you an overview of the simulation you're doing today. So looking at May 22nd, your daily tasks are to first check your answers from the POGIL that you did earlier this week. Those answers will be posted right here. Then you're going to watch this brief video, and then you do have a simulation for homework. So I just want to go over what the simulation will look like so that you don't get confused. So when you click on this document, it'll bring you here. You can type directly into this document once you make a copy of it. So you're going to type directly into this. Give your name, and then you're going to be going to the simulation page. That'll bring you here. Please make sure you're reading this thing up here, and then you're going to be reading the introduction. Once you read the introduction, you're going to make 3 hypotheses for each environment. So make 3 hypotheses that you think will take place here. Remember, hypothesis needs to be an if-then format. So then you're just going to follow the instructions. You're going to run the simulation 3 times for each location, and then you're going to fill in the data tables as you're going. So as you can see, when you start the simulation, you just click Run Simulation. In the introduction, it tells you what you're going to be doing. You're going to be acting as the prey, eating the little animals. So we're going to run the simulation. Once it loads, it'll start right away. So as you can see, I am this fox. Your job is just to click around as fast as you can and eat as many of these little critters as possible. And I think it lasts about 30 seconds. So you're going to keep eating the critters and eating the critters. And then it stops. Once it stops, everything will freeze. You can still move your little fox around, but you have some numbers here: 57%, 43%, 35%, and 65%. Those are the numbers you're going to use to plug into this document. So it might be helpful to put them side by side. Maybe my computer is going super slow. So in the desert sand, this was your first trial. So your starting percent gray would be 57%. Your starting percent brown would be 43%, and so on and so forth. And you're going to do that 3 times. You're then going to calculate the average percentage after each trial. You're going to do the same for the mountain rock environment and the grassland environment. After you do that, you are going to make a graph that displays the average for each environment. Okay, so you will use this information, and this information to make a graph. Make sure you pay attention. It only says you're making a graph that displays the average data. You aren't graphing every trial, you're only graphing the averages. So make sure you're thinking about what type of graph we're going to be using. Notice that we're going to have numbers, but we're also going to have an amount that's not numbers. So think of what type of graph you're going to be using for that. You can either draw your graph in this section, or you may make one on Google Sheets or Excel and insert it in there. And then you just have an analysis section. You're going to be explaining your results. What did you see? What did you learn? Make sure that's in complete sentences, and then some final discussion questions to answer. And make sure those are also in complete sentences. So it's a pretty straightforward lab. It's not very hard, and it goes over natural selection and evolution that we've been talking about. Once you're done, make sure you submit it here. It will be due on Sunday night. And if you have any questions, make sure you reach out and let me know. Have a good day.